Episode 5, Enlil, the god of control and the secret of the Nephilim. Enlil was the supreme enforcer, the bringer of storms, laws, and judgment, and perhaps the god modern religions still serve. In this episode, we meet Enlil, son of Anu, half-brother to Enki, and commander of the Anunnaki on Earth. To understand the forces behind divine wrath, holy wars, and the obsession with obedience, you need to understand him. We also uncover the mystery of the Nephilim, the giant offspring of gods and humans. Were they wiped out in the flood, or did they survive it? Enlil, Lord of the Command. In Sumerian texts, Enlil is called Lord of the Air, Great Mountain, and Master of the Tablets of Destiny. His role, not to create, but to control. Where Enki brought life, Enlil brought structure. Where Enki taught, Enlil demanded silence. He was tasked by Anu to manage the Anunnaki operations on Earth, including resource extraction, city-state governance, enforcement of divine law, and later, population control. He ruled from Nippur, which is considered the true spiritual center of ancient Mesopotamia, not Sumer or Babylon. There, the Ikur, or House of the Mountain, acted like a control tower, communicating with the heavens, dictating rituals, and deciding fates. From here, we need to understand the link of Enlil to Yahweh, the God who tests and judges. Enlil's profile eerily mirrors the Old Testament Yahweh. He walks with chosen individuals. He destroys cities, like Sodom and Gomorrah. He brings global floods. He commands laws and loyalty. He punishes rebellion with fire, disease, or exile. Even linguistically, the shift from Enlil to El, Hebrew for God, is not far-fetched. Many early Hebrew names, Ezekiel, Daniel, Elijah, carry the suffix El, tying them back to the god El, possibly Enlil in disguise. The early Israelites were likely influenced by Mesopotamian traditions, especially during the Babylonian exile, when many Old Testament texts were written down or compiled. Could it be that Enlil, the Anunnaki judge, was rebranded as Yahweh, the singular God of Israel? If so, then the Abrahamic God's jealousy, wrath, and obsession with chosen people becomes clearer. Enlil's hatred of humanity. Enlil did not like humans at all. In the Atrahasis epic, when humans multiplied and became too noisy, Enlil was enraged. His response? He sent droughts, plagues, famine, and finally, the Great Flood. He wasn't trying to correct humanity. He was trying to erase it. But Enki, as we saw in episode 4, defied him, warning one human, Zeusudra Utnapishtim Noah, preserving life. So while the Bible religion paints the flood as punishment for sin, the tablets say it was an elite decision to thin the population. Now the question is, where do the Nephilim fit in? Before the flood and also after? Well, Genesis 6:4 says, "There were giants in the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men." The book of Enoch calls these sons of God the Watchers, a faction of Anunnaki who descended to earth without permission and took human women because they were beautiful and fathered hybrid beings called the Nephilim. These beings were massive in stature, fierce in nature, intelligent beyond human capacity, and quickly became tyrants. They corrupted Earth, taught forbidden knowledge, and led to total chaos, which triggered Enlil's decision to flood the world. But here's the twist. The texts say the Nephilim were wiped out in the flood, yet they appear after the flood as well. In Canaan, the Rephaim, Anakim, Emim. In Babylon, the demigod kings, like the well-known Gilgamesh. In the Bible, the giants that frightened Moses' spies. But how did they survive? Some believe Enki may have preserved some bloodlines. Others say the Watchers returned post-flood and resumed their interference. Or perhaps, some Nephilim never left. They just moved into the shadows, maybe underground or hiding behind royal bloodlines, secret priesthoods, and symbols of power. Enlil's methods didn't end in the ancient world. We still see a pattern of control in today's world. It still exists. Enlil created a model: hierarchical control, surveillance through priesthood, laws handed down from the sky, a single God demanding obedience. Sounds familiar? Whether it's Yahweh, Allah, or El Shaddai, the template remains exactly the same: obey or suffer. And the Nephilim? Perhaps they weren't monsters, but just intermediate beings, bridging humans and gods, designed to rule from above among us. And who knows, maybe they still do. So, Enlil was not evil. He was order, at any cost. He was the shadow of the supreme god Anu. To Enlil, humanity was a noisy experiment from the Garden of Eden that needed boundaries. Free will was a flaw, emotion a distraction, and consciousness a threat. But to Enki, those were the very qualities that made us worthy as humans, his creations. The ancient struggle wasn't just between brothers, it was between two visions of what humans should be: servants or sovereigns. This was episode 5, the halfway point in our 10-part journey through ancient texts, hidden gods, and forbidden knowledge. In episode 6, we uncover what Enki may have hidden inside us: a dormant code, a divine spark, or an ancient activation that several religions have spent millennia suppressing. Subscribe, share this with those ready to learn more, because history isn't written by the victors. It's always rewritten by the controllers.